Good morning. This is Mordecai Benjamin from the Jerusalem News Network. It's been an eventful filled day in Jerusalem, as many of you know. Today marks the beginning of the week-long Passover celebration. People by the thousands have entered into the city as required by the law of Moses. Pilgrims from all over the world are swelling the number of people in Jerusalem to 4 times the usual population. Our governor, Pontius Pilate, has provided extra security in the form of Roman soldiers patrolling the streets. This is just a precautionary measure. We don't expect any public disturbances. The big news story of the day, however, is not the influx of thousands of people into the city for the feast, but the arrival of one person in particular, Yeshua of Nazareth. This controversial rabbi came riding into the city on a donkey, accompanied by his disciples and surrounded by a multitude of people. For more on this arrival, we take it to Elijah Ben Lavi.
Thanks, Mordecai. I'm standing on the 2-mile road that connects the village of Bethany with the city of Jerusalem. A few hours ago, Yeshua, the rabbi from Nazareth, passed by this very spot. According to one of his disciples, he had spent night at the home of the good friend Lazarus. Miriam and Martha, Lazarus, you may remember, claimed that Yeshua raised him from the dead several weeks ago. As Yeshua left Bethany, some of his disciples fetched a donkey for him to ride on. Yeshua mounted it and began his journey. A crowd quickly gathered around him, many of them curious to meet the man who allegedly raised Lazarus from the dead, had come out of the city to greet him. The mood along the road was festive. Some people took off their clothes and placed them on the road for the donkey to step on. Others torn palm branches from the nearby trees and spread them on the road or waved at them. Clearly, the crowd gave Yeshua a hero's welcome. As they spread their garments and branches on the road, the crowd shouted,
Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna to the Son of David.
Thanks, Elijah. You mentioned that many people lined the roads and welcomed Rabbi Yeshua enthusiastically. Were any of the religious leaders among them, the Pharisees and Sadducees? If so, what was their reaction?
Yes, they witnessed it, but they were not happy. At one point, they actually approached Yeshua and asked him to rebuke the people of their enthusiastic greeting. But Yeshua told them if they keep quiet, the very stones will cry out and freak them out. You see this? Freak them out. Peace. Back to you, Mordecai.
Thanks, Elijah. That was a fascinating report. We continue with breaking news of the unexpected arrival of Yeshua of Nazareth in Jerusalem. There have been much speculation about the people, whether Yeshua would indeed come here for the Passover feast. To the delight of hundreds, he did. Yeshua left Bethany this morning, mounted on a donkey, and made his way to Jerusalem amid the applause of many. As he approached the city, however, something rather unusual took place. For more on this, we speak to our reporter, Shakar.
Thanks, Mordecai. I'm standing on the Mount of Olives. From this vantage point, I have an amazing view of the city of Jerusalem. Yeshua came to this location a few hours after leaving Bethany, but I noticed something unexpected. Instead of receiving the acclaim of the people, when Yeshua saw the city stretched out before him, he began to weep and said these chilling words, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, how often have I longed to gather you as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings. But you were not willing. Wow. But if that wasn't enough, the most disturbing happening of the day came to when Yeshua entered the temple area. Sarah has this startling report.
This is Sarah reporting to you live from Jerusalem. It is unbelievable what took place here this afternoon. The temple court is a mess. Throughout much of the day, temple servants and money changers sat behind tables, collecting the temple tax from the worshippers and selling sheep and other pigeons approved for sacrifice. When Yeshua arrived, he was filled with anger. Yeshua doesn't go to the Roman fortress, the heart of the enemy occupation. He doesn't go to the barracks to drive out the infidel. He goes to the temple, the heart of the Jewish religion, and drives out the people who are providing a service of convenience for people coming to worship. He overturned the tables and drove out the money changers, leaving some of them and their tables broken and money scattered on the ground. He opened the cages that contained lambs and doves. It was crazy. As he overturned the tables and drove out the temple merchants, I heard him say, "My house will be called a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of robbers." To you, Mordecai.
Wow, thank you for that report. Well, all is quiet now in the city. Well, at least as quiet as it can be expected, considering the unusual reports of the day. Reliable sources tell us that Yeshua has left the city and returned to the village of Bethany, where it all started. But now we're left to wonder what it all means. Stay tuned to the Jerusalem News Network for more late-breaking news.